turn a TypeScript tuple into a TypeScript union. We've got a TypeScript items type, which is currently a tuple, and we want to create a reusable utility tuple to union, which is going to grab a tuple, array, whatever, and turn it into a TypeScript union in the following way, so that instead of having a ordered sequence of value types under certain indexes, we want to have just an unordered union of values. And we've got a test type, which is going to just display whether what we received is what we initially expected. So one way to walk into the values of the tuple is to use a conditional type. So we can use the tExtends with the infer keyword, which will allow us to grab what are the values over here. So we're treating this as if it was basically an array, and here, instead of, let's say, saying that there would be an any or whatever type that would be, we want to actually infer what is going to be a certain value under a certain index. And if it is the case, then we're going to get the value, and otherwise we're going to get never. The never here is required since we've got a no generic constraint over here. So here we can see that it does work as expected, since we basically reach out to each of the values and then they're going to be turned back into a union. However, what we have here could be slightly simplified, since the fact that we don't need to get the variadic tuple syntax over here, so we could actually check whether the whole thing is actually an array of the elements of whatever the t value is going to be, and the above and the below works exactly the same way. And this can be further simplified by actually indexing the tuple. So a tuple is something that is indexed by index 0, index 1, index 2, etc. So what we can do is actually to grab what are the certain indexes over here, so that we can actually take a look at certain index one by one. So this gets distributed by t. Certainly we don't want this to be exactly items, so we can make it generic, and also TypeScript is not going to yell at us if we make sure that we will index it by all numbers. So in this case, even if we only have 3 indexes, TypeScript will allow us to walk and index the tuple, the array, by number. However, as we can see, there is an error being raised that a number cannot be used to index type t, since we have no idea that this would be an array. So again, either we can put the conditional type over here, or we could put a constraint over here, just making sure that t is basically any kind of an array or array-ish, tuple-ish structure, and again, we've got the same result.